the Justice League workout, getting started with about 5 to 10 minutes of mobility.
Have we seen the Justice League movie? We have not.
No, we haven't, and this is, well, I guess it came out yesterday on Thursday, but we wanted to design a plan which really was going to kick anyone's ass who attempted to do it. We've done some workouts in the past, Batman, Superman. A lot of people commented, why didn't you include legs? So we thought, hey, if we're going to make a leg workout, we're going to make it tough and hopefully worthy of the Justice League.
A lot of times we will do other people's program that they use to get ready for a role, and like Hudson was just saying, we actually put this one together on our own just to kind of have fun with it. And as you can see, we kind of threw a lot together, and you know, case in point, overhead squats. These things are very difficult. You have to have a lot of shoulder mobility and a lot of core stabilization and balance. A lot of mobility in the hip joint as well. So kind of start light. Start very light, do a lot of mobility beforehand and kind of get the hang of it. It's a very difficult exercise, so if you've ever done it before, you'll understand what I'm talking about, or if you try it, then you'll understand what I'm talking about as well.
I would say this one's probably either tied or a little bit harder than the Superman workout one we did. We actually have a jet flying overhead right now, which actually is Superman doing cardio.
Yeah, he's flying by. He'll do it from time to time.
Exactly.
Just don't go too fast or he's going to rewind time, so be careful on that one.
Yeah. So let me see, we're moving on to the push press. Dip, drive, and press are the 3 good tips to keep in mind on this one, because unlike an overhead press where your legs are in a locked position, as you can see with this one, you're getting a little bit of help from the legs.
And this allows you to get more weight up and kind of put more tension on that shoulder because you're getting more of that leg drive in there. And this is an intense one, especially after the overhead squat, because your shoulders were in contraction, that isometric contraction, holding that weight above. So moving right onto the push press, your shoulders will definitely be feeling it on this one.
And mine were. You can see as I'm getting farther into my rep range, not quite getting that full range of motion.
It's getting less and less.
I know, my face says it all, because it was really kick-ass. And we didn't mention this on the overhead squats, but you would notice if you rewound and watched it, maybe Superman will fly by super fast and rewind time a little bit, that we had a very wide grip on that one, and it's really helpful when performing that exercise.
Definitely wide grip and even wide stance, so that way you can kind of squat between your legs and it's just going to feel a lot better in the long run. If you have problems, you can always put a small plate under your heels. That way it'll help with some of that mobility or lack thereof in your legs and hip joint stuff. So, which I did. Exactly. So moving on to the sled pushes, and right supersetted into the overhead lunges. Doing a lot of overhead. You know, we're just thinking Superman, you know, that famous, he's holding the car above the head, the first issue. It's kind of where we got our inspiration from.
Yeah, this is definitely not an easy workout, so fair warning, but as we said, we wanted to do the Justice League proud.
The sled pushes are very difficult because I guess the superset is very difficult because it's really going to test your cardiovascular conditioning. One right after the other. This one, you really want to drive through that leg. As you can tell, Hudson's keeping a really straight and sturdy upper torso, the back. Try not to round it too much and really drive through those legs. You're going to be on the toes a little bit more and kind of bring those knees up high and give it a nice push.
And as you can see, we got kind of some Justice League training going on in the background as well, in addition to buff babies, and you know, we just had a whole mix of people there today. But it's cool, everyone's staying fit, everyone's staying active, and it feels damn good being able to perform this outside, I gotta say. Nothing better than having that sun beating down on you, getting a workout. You just can't forget that sunscreen, and you don't want to stay out there too long, because especially when performing something this intense, you can get pretty winded. So remember to hydrate.
Damn right. Yeah, so the shoulders are definitely feeling on this one. It's nice to have a combination of movements or kind of muscle involvement. You know, it kind of feels like a complete full body exercise or workout, I should say. And it's just, those feel kind of good. You know, obviously they're very difficult to do while you're doing it, but at the end of it, you know, you just feel really good about the full workout. You know, just doing kind of more of just a hypertrophy bodybuilding type split sometimes gets a little boring, but doing something like this is a little bit more dynamic and fun in the long run.
And it also can make you realize that you're not quite as in tune with your body as you think you are. It's a little bit like maybe if you've done snowboarding or skiing or something, you just feel it in different places, some places that you thought didn't even exist, and that's one of those workouts that definitely does it, especially leg-wise. And it can be a very good feeling to feel some of that burn, some of that delayed onset muscle soreness the next day where you really at least mentally think to yourself, oh yeah, I mean, I kicked my ass, but I feel good.
Speaking of the burn, we are doing the trap bar deadlifts supersetted right into the farmer walks. And this is an excellent exercise. I really like the trap bar deadlifts because you feel it's not just the posterior chain, because your grip is a bit more neutral. You're going to feel more of like a complete leg kind of involvement. As long as you kind of keep that torso as vertical as you can, you know, kind of keep those hips down. It's not necessarily like a deadlift in the sense where you're bowing forward. Kind of keeping that torso a bit more vertical, and you're getting more leg drive rather than kind of like a hip thrust there. And then superset it right with the farmer walks.
Super heroic indeed. Feeling like superheroes.
Damn right.
I don't know if we could keep up with the Justice League though.
I don't think so. Yeah.
We're having a hard time with farmer walks. They're just like, dude, I just smashed through 30 buildings, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. We've done the Batman, Superman, but this is like all of them combined. Yeah, we've done the Wonder Woman. We've done them all separate, I guess.
Yeah.
Except the Flash and who's the robot?
We haven't done Cyborg or the
Cyborg,
Flash.
yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have to. I know. I feel
He doesn't
like
get as much love.
Well,
Cyborg.
no, he doesn't. He's
Poor
a little
guy.
bit like the Hawkeye of the Avengers.
Yeah.
You know, he's
and
kind
everyone
of
needs one.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, exactly. It makes him more mysterious that way. You know. So, who is Cyborg? Where did he come from?
Oh yeah.
Or Hawkeye, for that matter. In fact, I feel that they could probably make pretty damn good movies based off of both, because the underdogs are usually the most exciting.
And they're a little bit more human, you know. I mean, Superman, geez, he's like a god basically, or Thor, he is actually a god. So it's kind of hard to really identify with him a little bit, as much as maybe the underdog kind of, you know, guys. Speaking of underdog, man, really feeling like an underdog during this workout, especially with this superset with the round worlds, right into the battling ropes.
They ain't easy.
More shoulders.
But if it was easy, we wouldn't be doing this workout.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about done on this one.
Talking about circling the world, this is our little world.
Yeah,
I'm trying to speed time forward so I can get through with this workout. You can see it in the face right there. I have those dead eyes. I'm just begging, you know, for it to stop.
I really like this exercise because, of course, there's kind of a different type of contraction in there, but also it's a great mobility exercise in a sense too, because you can really feel it kind of mobilizing that shoulder joint. Just kind of keep it a little bit lighter, get that nice range of motion, and you know, you'll be good to go.
Oh yeah. All right, supersetted right into those battle ropes. Here we go. Actually, it's a little fun though, because you can watch the wave. It's a little hypnotic actually as you do it. So at least you got that going for you.
Yeah, I wish every gym had ropes. I mean, you can do a lot on ropes, which is really, you know, it's kind of fun. Fun to switch it up this way, and definitely get a shoulder burn. Just over. Oh damn, we still got some abs.
We got 2
I thought we were
exercises
done after
to
that.
go.
That's right.
Nope.
So the full range of motion, hanging leg raises. A lot of times people will make the mistake of doing leg raises, and they'll really only involve the hip flexors by raising their knees up to just about parallel to the ground. And a lot of times they're not getting the full benefit of the exercise because they're not getting the complete contraction of the abdominals, because they're not really getting flexion in the spine. So with this one, it ensures flexion of the spine and really gets out total contraction of the rectus abdominis muscles. And we are supersetting it right into landmine 180s.
Final exercise. Here we go.
Yeah. Working the external obliques, and really try to keep the hips as stable as possible in this. You know, a nice wide stance. If you turn too much with the weight, then you'll feel like it relieves a lot of tension on your oblique area. So part of it is you'll feel like when you bring it to one side and the other, you'll feel that nice stretch on the opposite oblique, and then it'll have to contract when you bring that weight to the next side. So,
and it's one of those things that you got to kind of consciously think about as well, because it's very easy to twist or turn the hips as you perform really any kind of exercise, such as the landmine 180s or the wood chop. So yeah, it's one of those things you gotta remember to do, because if you don't, you can easily slip into doing it.
I feel like too, timing your breath can really help too on this one, especially like, let's say the hanging leg raises. Take a nice deep breath and exhale as you complete the contraction. So if you do that, if like, let's say you're bracing for a punch, you'll exhale really quickly, you'll feel like your abdominals naturally contract pretty hard. So if you're kind of doing that same kind of motion during abdominal exercises, you'll feel that extra contraction, kind of more of that mind-muscle connection like Hudson was just saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
and the Justice League, well, my bad, I was about to say, so for those of you who have seen the Justice League, because I'm sure some of you have seen it, what did you think?
That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
so
nice,
cool.
yeah. Buff dudes think alike, you know.
Exactly.
2 bodies, 1 brain.
pretty much.
We're going to be the super
like
villains in the
E.T.
Justice League too, actually.
Yeah.
We're going to be really bad super villains,
Oh,
though,
man.
because we're going to be like, well, we completed a workout.
We're gonna be like Bebop and Rocksteady. basically.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll be the cool sidekicks to the main villain. But I heard the main villain in this one is pretty lame, actually. Yeah.
Damn it.
I know. Let us know. Maybe they need the buff dudes in the second one.
Can't they do anything right? Come on, DC.
Yeah.
They did rush it a little bit. You know, Marvel's been taking how
Their
many
sweet
movies
time. They're
Yeah.
like an aged wine.
Yeah.
Whereas DC is more like,
Boxed
the
wine.
box wine. I was gonna say Steel Reserve.
Oh,
You
okay.
pound
Yeah, that's
it,
cool.
feels good at the time, and you wake up
Yeah.
the next day going, what
It's like-
happened?
Is that
Actually,
Four Loco or
Yeah.
something? Right?
we're bashing them pretty hard. We really
they're
don't
cool.
mind. Good movies are good movies, in my opinion. I personally really enjoyed Wonder Woman, so we're rooting
she's
for
hot.
them. Yeah, and we're rooting for them to make some, some good ones in the future.
Damn right.
But that was it. That was a workout.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Try this workout out and tell us what you think.
Yeah. All right. Till next time. Let us know what we should do next, superhero-wise, and stay buff.
There we go. You almost tricked me out of those. So you said until next time. I was about to say stay buff, and then you interrupted me. So
Yeah.